Hey everyone, Paolo here, and this week's book of choice is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, written by Mark Manson, a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. And as usual, I have my five key takeaways, and let's start by takeaway number one: feedback loop from hell. So, according to Mark, wanting a positive experience can actually be a negative experience. However, the mere act of accepting a negative experience can make us happier and give us a positive experience. So, for example, we live in the digital age. All of us have social media accounts. Whenever we log on to social media, we see a lot of our friends who are married, have found their significant other, their true love. Assuming you're the person who is still yet to find your true love, the constant desire to find your significant other, to find true love, makes us unhappy because we realize how much we lack, how much unhappy we are, and because of this constant worrying, because of this constant thought of the things that we don't have, we end up in a vicious cycle and makes us really unhappy. So basically, the technique to really live a happy life is realizing that we're all bound to die, right? And we have a limited number of fucks to give, and we need to focus on which aspects in life we want to prioritize and which things that we need to give a fuck about. The more we accept our shortcomings, our current situation, and simply accepting it, the more happy will we become, right? And choosing to prioritize on which areas in your life you want to focus on, you want to give a fuck about, would make you live a happy and more fulfilled life. The second key takeaway is solving one problem creates new problems. So, for example, the aspiration to become rich, right? There's a lot of trade-offs. Basically, if you're financially struggling, your problem is, being able to pay rent, put food on the table, and so on and so forth. As you progress towards that goal on becoming financially free, for example, it creates new problems. For example, in your journey to become financially free, you exchange the problem of not having enough food, not having enough income to put food on the table, to pay for your bills, to new problems such as not having time for your family members, right? The key is to realize that solving one problem, uh, we by solving one problem, we exchange it and upgrade it to better problems, right? So this key insight, basically, you need to ask yourself, assuming that there's a trade-off between moving from one problem to better problems, you better understand and ask yourself, what pain do you want to sustain, right? What lifestyle do you want to live, and what sacrifices you needed to give, uh, and you're willing to sustain that over a long period of time. The third key takeaway is having control of your problems make us feel empowered, while having no control makes us feel victimized. So I think this is a powerful statement. Basically, each and every person in this world is responsible in deciding how we react to situations. So we may not be responsible on what happens to us. There are definitely a lot of uncontrollable factors. But what we can control is our decisions, our daily decisions in life, and how we respond to external factors, to external forces. So again, not worrying about the uncontrollable things in life, but focusing on what's within our realm of control, and how can we make correct decisions, and how to take responsibility in and ownership in our daily actions in life. The fourth one is Mansen's law. So it's quite interesting because according to Mansen's law, the more something threatens your identity, the more we try to avoid it subconsciously, right? So for example, if you personally view yourself as someone who is an alcoholic, right? Basically, because you view yourself as an alcoholic, tendency is your actions, your decisions in life tend to be of an alcoholic, right? So rather than before you change your life into something better, you first need to identify, to assess, do a self-assessment. How do you view yourself? What are the things that you don't want? And what is the new identity that you'd want to assume right? So for example, if you view yourself as a healthy person, subconsciously, if you make the decision to view yourself as a healthy person, subconsciously, the decisions that you make day in and day out would be those that fit of a healthy person. Eating right, exercising regularly, and so on and so forth, right? The fifth key takeaway is the do something principle. So a lot of people, uh, before um, before taking action, they set a big bold goal, but end up postponing, delaying it, and so on and so forth, right? Because these are the people who wait for inspiration. Because of this emotional inspiration that they encounter, they feel motivated and they expect to act after that. Well, in fact, in reality, it's not about waiting for that moment of inspiration to get motivated to finally act. It's switching the phases. Rather than wait for an inspiration, take action now. Do it now while you still can, and then once you see little progress, it gives you motivation, and then because of this motivation, you're inspired to continue that action, right? So it's not about achieving your goal in one time big time. It's about small repeated actions done on a consistent basis, uh, that would help you reach your desired result. So again, do something, take action now, and it would have a snowball effect, and results will accumulate over a span of time. So with that, those are the 5 key takeaways of the subtle art of not giving a fuck. If you learned a lot, I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts on what was your greatest takeaway. And if you like more book summaries, I've summarized a lot of books from personal development, self-help, business, sales, marketing, and so on my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search Paulo Balinas, and I do one summary every Sunday evening. So hope you like and subscribe, and I see you again next Sunday. Thanks. Goodbye.